Welcome back to Stuttering Sports. Today is March 26, 2021, and the topic for today is the Pittsburgh Steelers and how, well, Pittsburgh botched free agency. It's exactly what happened, and that's exactly what I want to talk about because I am a Steelers fan. I do pay very close attention to this stuff, and I want to talk about it because this has been on my mind for a little bit now. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The biggest thing that Pittsburgh did this offseason was re-sign Juju, but I'm not going to talk about that quite yet. We will get into that, but first I do want to talk about the defense and all Pittsburgh lost on that side of the ball. 5 starters. Edge rusher Bud Dupree, we all knew he was gone. That's no big deal. Cornerbacks Mike Hilton, there was a heavy suspicion that Mike Hilton was going to leave because the cap space and all that. Letting him walk, I'm not a fan of, but I get it, fucking money and all that. Nose tackle Tyson Alualu, that one hurt. Really, you couldn't re-sign him for $3 million? $3 million per year he went down to Jacksonville to get. $3 million per year. He played like one of the best nose tackles in football last year, and you couldn't re-sign him for $3 million per year. Then Pittsburgh cut both cornerback Steven Nelson and middle linebacker Vince Williams. 2 moves that I hate. I don't like those moves whatsoever. I'm not a fan of cutting Vince Williams. You want to cut Steven Nelson? Alright, I can see it. But cutting Vince Williams was fucking stupid to me. But now let's move to the offensive side of the ball and talk about the Juju re-signing. And to preface this, I would like to say, I really love the way Juju plays football. He is a great receiver. He is really underrated. I do truly mean that. I get the whole sentiment is that he's overrated now. He's not a true number one. He doesn't have to be. He's one of the best slot receivers in football. He is a genuine tough receiver. I like the way he plays football. So re-signing him is, I disagree with it, but I can see where Pittsburgh's coming from. You are bringing Ben back for one more year. I got when we brought Ben back that Ben and Juju were a package deal. Plus, I do really, really, really love that Juju took less money to come back. I really like Juju. I really do. But thinking about the cap number, you bring Juju back for $8 million. You lost Vince Williams and Tyson Alualu to do that. You lost 2 starters to bring back a receiver that we don't need. We could have kept Vince Williams and re-signed Tyson Alualu instead of bringing back Juju, because we don't need Juju. Let's make that abundantly clear. Pittsburgh does not need Juju. Now, though, we do need a nose tackle. Now, though, we do need a Punisher middle linebacker. We need both of those things now. That's a stupid trade-off to me. But what I want to talk about with the offense is the lack of the running game. Pittsburgh finished dead last in rushing offense last season. The running game was non-existent. We had no effective running back. The offensive linemen were garbage, and Pittsburgh failed to address that. That is the main point of this video to me, is Pittsburgh failing to address the running game, because that's a major problem. That should have been the number one thing on the list, was addressing the running game. Because when you look at the Steelers, and we lose 5 defensive starters, we are going to be A-okay. We really are. We still have the cornerstones of Cam Hayward, Stephon Tuitt, TJ Watt, who will win Defensive Player of the Year next year, mark it down, Devin Bush, Minkah Fitzpatrick, and Joe Hayden. Pittsburgh's defense will be completely fine. Now, yeah, losing 5 starters is definitely a kick in the nuts, but we're going to be A-okay. On that side of the ball, we are going to be just fine. But re-signing Juju instead of addressing the running game is baffling to me. Juju's contract is a 1-year, $8 million deal. We could have gotten Jamal Williams for $3 million per year. $3 million per year. Jamal Williams, the former Packers running back, signed with the Lions for $3 million per year. And that may not seem like much because he's not this great, fantastic running back, but when you're dead last in the rushing game and you're already losing James Conner, you don't want to rock with Benny Snell and Anthony McFarland going into next season. You simply don't. You need to get someone, and there's no guarantee that Travis Etienne or Najee Harris will be there at pick 24. So that's very dumb to me. Chris Carson re-signed for $5 million. Kenyon Drake was $5 million. And then Mike Davis, a guy who I really wanted Pittsburgh to bring in because I really liked what he did in Carolina last year, signed for $2.75 million per year. Pittsburgh, instead of addressing the running game and bringing back a receiver, a position that we don't need. Pittsburgh already has Claypool. We already got Deontay Johnson. Then I would have loved to see James Washington with an increased role in 2021. That would have been great to me. And let's just say you're not comfortable rocking with that trio, which I don't see why you would. But let's just say you're not comfortable with that. Just draft a receiver during the 3rd or 4th round. Pittsburgh is fantastic at drafting receivers. We've seen it for the past 4 years. We have seen it. Pittsburgh is great at drafting receivers. Why the hell are you bringing back Juju for $8 million when you can address the running game and bring a receiver in? It's mind-blowing to me. And sticking with the running game, I do really like the other re-signings that Pittsburgh did, though. Re-signing right tackle Zach Banner. It was pretty evident that you're going to lose Villanueva, so I do love the Banner re-signing. He's not a great tackle by any means, but I don't think Pittsburgh's going to draft a tackle with the 1st round pick. So, well, you got to bring back Banner. That's just what you have to do when you're not going to draft a tackle at 24. Then the defensive re-signings of Cam Sutton and Robert Spelaine. Both of them, I really like bringing them back. I prefer Hilton and Nelson above Cam Sutton, to be completely honest, but I do understand that Pittsburgh was strapped for cash, so I do get it. You got to bring back you have to bring back one of the 3. You bring back the cheapest one. I get it. I still like Cam Sutton. I do. I'm all for bringing him back. I hope he takes over the cornerback 2 role now that Steven Nelson is gone. Then talking about Robert Spillane, I love his re-signing. He's super cheap for a 1-year deal, and you already cut Vince Williams, so now you have to bring Spillane back. But I do really love his coverage ability. He flies across the field. I really do think he's underrated, and now with Vince Williams gone, he does have the potential to shine. So the defense is going to be fine. I talked about it before, but with the re-signings we had, I'm losing 5 starters definitely sucks, but the defense is going to be A-okay. Talking about the offense, I don't know if that's going to be fine now because we don't have a fucking rushing game, and we abandoned the rushing game to bring back a receiver that we do not need. I would have rather brought back Filer and signed a Jamal Williams than brought back Juju. I would have rather had Tyson Alualu back and maybe bring back Filer or draft a receiver than bring back Juju. These both make so much sense, both on the field and financially, because when you look at Pittsburgh, we had no money. And you understand that going into free agency. Like, I got that. I knew Pittsburgh was going to have a rough offseason. If you watch the video, actually, that was my first video, the Steelers offseason preview, then yeah, you get that you're not going to have money, and that's A-okay. So we're going to take some L's this offseason, which we did. But bringing back Juju, that's a fucking L. Not addressing the running game, that's an L. That makes no sense to me. Chris Carson signed for $5 million per year. Get him down to Pittsburgh. We cannot go into the season with Benny Snell and Anthony McFarland. No disrespect to those 2 guys, but they're not number 1 backs. That was proven last season. It's just the lack of addressing the running game to try to cater to Big Ben for his last season. It's a dumb idea. It's a very dumb idea. We just got to see what Matt Canada, new offensive coordinator, can do, I guess. I think banking on Etienne or Najee Harris being there at 24 is a very dumb idea. I guess Pittsburgh does really like a Javonte Williams, the running back from UNC, potentially. Maybe we get one during the 2nd round. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, I do trust GM Kevin Colbert and Mike Tomlin, I do trust those two. They're going to make the right decisions, but I think the lack of addressing the running game, it's definitely suspect to me. Because let's just say you get Etienne or Najee Harris at 24, which hopefully we do. I'm all for that. Why not sign a running back too? We're really going to rock with Benny Snell as the running back too, and we've seen a lot of offenses with two running backs work really well. Let's just say we would have signed Jamal Williams for $3 million per year, and then we would have drafted Travis Etienne. Now we got Etienne and Jamal Williams. That's basically a light version of what the Packers were last season with their rushing game. Or we could have signed Mike Davis and drafted Najee Harris. Now we got that 1-2 punch. I think just the lack of addressing the running game to bring back a receiver that we don't need, yeah, that fucking bothered me. To bring back Juju instead of just keeping Steven Nelson and kind of rocking with him for one last season when he's a fine cornerback, I don't get it. I personally don't get it, but at the end of the day, I do trust Kevin Colbert. If you enjoyed this video, this was definitely a negative one, give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend, potentially a Steelers fan. If you want to see more videos like this, hit the subscribe button, and then you'll see more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.